Hello, and welcome back to Coin Lady channel. In my previous video, I talked about how the world's largest companies would soon have access to new railroads in our financial system. The next step was literally around the corner from there. In this video, I'd like to share with you an interview we conducted at a recent lightning-fast event. Someone made a pointed inquiry concerning the role of XRP and Ripple in this next-gen system. In this video, I'll be discussing an upcoming major event and sharing the results of the interview I had with them. This may cause the market to soar to new heights, or it may cause the current bear market to stall. Watching the whole video will show you just how important this is. To kick off this video, I'd like to talk about an interview I saw recently that, in my opinion, reveals a lot about what the major institutions are hiding from the XRP community about the integration of Ripple and XRP into the next generation of financial systems. This interview, recorded with a Symbols employee, is an exciting conference where the world's largest financial institutions meet to debate the future of the industry. In fact, it employed more than 9,000 upper-level managers. If you look at the list of attendees, you'll see that head Morgan State Street City and just about every other major financial player is there. Incredible as it may seem, one of the highlights of this event for me as a member of the XRP community was the opportunity to speak with someone there and ask them questions about Ripple and XRP. Please give this interview a listen since it is very surprising. It also seems to be connected to a well-reported event. Oh, it's simply something the XRP community makes up, right? In truth, not a single one of these powerhouses cares about XRP or Ripple. I think it's important that you all hear what this guy has to say about the significant people who will be present at this conference, so I'm going to quote him straight. Even more importantly, he makes no bones about the fact that they will eventually be a part of this monetary system. Here's your chance to address some concerns people may have about blockchain technology and its application in the banking and finance industry. Then do show your face to us. Hi there, CBO's here, taking the time to answer some questions about blockchain technology and its potential adoption by the financial sector. Then, could you explain us how Fast intends to use blockchain technology to send money? SWIFT is guaranteed to be a hit, right? However, I am confused as to how we plan to test it while it is in transit. Fantastic job. Moreover, how about DLT and liquidity on demand? Sure. Okay, then. What about the shockwave through the firm? Do we contain them, too? Naturally, we create ripples. I can't believe it. Do you know what a bill of lading is? How about bills of lading? In Great Britain? We are in no way connected to that. Fine, but are you conscious of it? Can we expect to conduct business on the blockchain? We have heard it, but are not currently participating. Is there a connection between you and Ripple? Do you participate in Ripple? No, not quite. No, not quite. That's a fantastic answer. Okay. I appreciate you taking the time to respond. What's your name, by the way? Blockchain technology, Purina Doctor, will be crucial to the creation of our new monetary system. He is familiar with XRP and Ripple, and he thinks that they will join forces with SWIFT in the future. This is all I need to see, gentlemen, to believe that the rumors we've heard about the IMF, SWIFT, and the BIS discussing XRP and the Ripple protocol behind closed doors are true, and that they intend to implement it in the future. I didn't think it was a coincidence that Brad Garlinghouse met with the IMF in 2015 and that Ripple met with the Federal Reserve in 2013. Now, we can see that major organizations and bankers are being considerably less coy about the current state of affairs. They have come out and said that XRP and Ripple will be integral parts of our financial infrastructure of the future. This is a guy that knows his stuff. He laughs and says, "Not yet," when asked if Ripple is a SWIFT partner, but his tone and discussion of the partnership with the financial network give the idea that he has direct contact with SWIFT. They're basically simply telling you, guys, that Ripple and XRP are going to be hugely important to the financial system of the future. It's obvious of that. A major JP Morgan paper, in which JP Morgan states explicitly that Ripple will experience tremendous adoption of XRP if it is successful in defeating the SEC and court, comes to mind. I covered this document on my channel the other day, and I consider it to be incredibly significant. Guys, these large corporations are acutely aware of your behind-the-scenes activities. Ripple was one of the most innovative and game-changing technologies for cross-border monetary transactions, but regulators tried to stop its development. Large corporations realize the importance of this solution if it is successful in securing regulatory approval and clarity. After winning against the SEC and in court, we can focus solely on technological considerations. However, the messages we're getting from these significant institutions and players are that they value Ripple's technology. What they're telling you is the truth, we just can't do that sort of thing. However, Ripple is willing to collaborate with us to incorporate their offerings into the system as a whole. Because they always take the proper approach, Ripple didn't join the government or banks in claiming their rights. The message was clear: it's time to invest in some much-needed infrastructure upgrades. To be competitive in the new economy, blockchain technology must be implemented worldwide. In addition, a blockchain strategy needs to be established, as it is quite challenging to create such blockchains. Even though it may be challenging to learn the ins and outs of this technology, we will take care of the answers and provide an API so that you can utilize it without having to be an expert. The best plan of action, in my opinion, has always been to create the technologies and then provide them to large corporations in the hopes that they will adopt and use them for their own purposes. They had no intention of giving up power, thus these vast institutions and governments were impervious to change. However, in order to keep up with the competition in the new digital era, businesses will need access to tools that demonstrate how to adapt their products for the future market. Institutions are in our sights as we approach Ripple and XRP, and I think it's great that they're telling us straight up that we'll be working with Ripple. And we are well aware of that fact. And going forward, it will be absolutely essential. Guys, I think the majority of what we're doing right now is just waiting. In the future, I anticipate a moment when these shifts will accelerate. We can move on with confidence now that the SEC and other authorities won't be able to thwart us. I think the moment is very near at hand. However, I find it endlessly intriguing. There was a time when many people would have said, "Oh, these institutions are never going to use this technology. They aren't even considering XRP or Ripple because they are completely unfamiliar with them." There can be no doubt that this technology will play a part in the future, as it is currently being deployed, and reports from the largest corporations now tell us directly that we will employ it. Before we close up today's video, I want to touch on something that will occur by the end of the week that is likely to be pretty significant. Either a bull market is right around the corner, or its effects will be delayed for a while. That's the black and white verdict, so to speak. In other words, this coming Friday is when we will learn definitively whether or not the SEC will appeal the decision in the Grayscale case. An administrative law judge decided that the SEC's reasons for rejecting the Gray Spot Bitcoin ETF were inadequate. By Friday, we should hear whether or not the SEC will give the go-light for the debut of the Grayscale Spot ETF. The main reason I'm keeping an eye on this is that I think it will have a large impact on how much money flows into this market. In essence, the Bitcoin business is currently under attack by some of the world's largest institutions. They have seen the SEC crack down on a number of businesses and rule against a Bitcoin ETF. Major asset managers are weighing the question, why would we invest in this space? Why should we waste money on something we think the government is always watching out for? If the SEC were to approve a Bitcoin spot ETF, however, which is not appealing in this particular scenario, I believe we might be in a whole other paradigm where institutional investors, the biggest money in the world, start seriously evaluating whether it is time to start moving in a meaningful way. Please don't think these are naive organizations. They are aware of the bear market that currently exists. They do, however, acknowledge that widespread implementation of this technology is likely. Since they anticipate a flood of new customers when these products hit the market, they naturally want to set the pace. When this market sees optimistic developments, like the debut of a spot Bitcoin ETF, it will begin allocating capital in an effort to outperform the speculators. I think we're going to see a turning point that will determine whether or not this prolonged bear market ends and the next bull market begins. Thanks to this decision, we will know the outcome before the end of the week. If the SEC decides to appeal, we may expect a few more months of boring, stagnant trading. If the SEC loses its appeal, and we get into the Bitcoin ETF within the next few months, I think this will be the catalyst for eventually attracting more capital. I trust you all have enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe my channel. See you later, bye.